I'll take the free. Um, but the number one reason people don't have money in our society is this wonderful four-letter word, debt. Um, the great master manipulator Adolf Hitler taught us this. If you tell a lie loud enough and often enough, eventually people will accept it as the truth. And he did that. And that's what we have learned as a society. We have learned, we have believed so many lies about money that it takes a complete paradigm shift to change our way of thinking. The typical American household in America has $38,000 in debt. And around $8,400 of that is in credit card debt alone. That's the average American. So debt has become a product that is marketed to our society, and we've bought it as a way of life. In 1910, the Sears catalog said, on the catalog, said buying on credit is folly. The Sears catalog. J.C. Penney, which stands for James Cash Penney, by the way, he did not allow credit in his store while he was living. Now look at him. He's probably rolling over in his grave. The Ford Motor Company was 10 years behind GMC for letting people finance a vehicle because Henry Ford did not believe in borrowing money to purchase something. Those are the founders of the companies that now we all have. Oh, I have a Ford credit card and a J.C. Penney catalog. The owners thought it was stupid. Our grandparents thought debt was dumb and actually considered it a sin. They borrowed very little for a few things. Today, we borrow on every single thing, everything. To show you how far we've come, in 1929, only 2% of the homes in America had a mortgage against them. 2% of our country had a mortgage. By 1962, just 30 years later, only 2% did not have a mortgage. And a lot of times, let's be honest, the parents are to blame. Yes, I did say that. Sometimes parents think that they're helping their children by loaning them money or purchasing something for them or helping them out, when in reality they're teaching their kids that everything in life is free and that you never have to get a job as long as daddy is around. Some parents actually push their kids to live in a neighborhood that the parents want them to live in because they'd be embarrassed that their kid lived in that neighborhood, even though the kid is the one that has to make the house payment. Parents often ruin the relationship with their children by loaning them money. Trust me, Thanksgiving dinner tastes a little bit different when you've got the master and the slave sitting at the same table. And I know a lot of people, and probably some of you have walked this, your relationship with your parents are different because they loaned you money and then something happened and you couldn't pay them back. And you thought they loved you. They still do, but they're holding it over your head. Don't do it. I don't loan friends money because they won't be friends anymore. It's truth. Especially not from Christian people. Just advice. Don't take money from Christians. They'll mess you up. But the borrower is truly slave to the lender, as the Bible says. And a huge mistake that a lot of parents sometimes make is by co-signing a loan for their children. And they think they're being all nice. But let's think about this. If a bank makes their money by selling debt. Is Max here? Okay, I'm not against banks. Okay, I have a loan. I need Max and First Bank in my life. Okay, but I don't want to do business with them forever. They sell debt and loan you money. If a bank does not think that Junior is going to pay it back, a bank that sells this, if they don't think that Junior will pay the money back, why would you think that they're going to pay the money back? So they require a cosign. Well, guess what happens when Junior decides to go to college and smoke pot all day long? You're left with the debt, 100% responsible because you were nice and co-signed a loan for your kid that wasn't able to handle it. The Bible actually talks about this in Proverbs 17. The King James Version is a very Christian version. It says, one lacking in sense signs surety for another. Isn't that sweet? Anytime you see the word surety in the Bible, it's a Christian word for debt. Okay? So one lacking in sense signs surety for another. The New Contemporary Version, which I like, says, it's stupid to guarantee someone else's loan. I personally like that one. It's just stupid. The credit card was born in 1950. It's not all that old. In 1970, only 15% of Americans even owned a credit card. It's a fairly new phenomenon, but it's so ingrained in our head that this is a way of life. Today, young married couples want today what it took their parents 30 years to obtain. Larry Burkett said the majority of new couples spend the first 5 years trying to obtain the same material status of their parents, but it only took their parents 35 years to get it. And there's only one way to get all that stuff in so little time bracket, and it's to go into debt with all your stuff. We borrow on everything. And let's face it, that's what a credit card is. You're borrowing money. You're getting something now for something that you have 30 days to pay. That's borrowing money. They take credit cards at the dollar store now. That drives me insane. The dollar store. They take them at every fast food joint. You can buy a 99-cent hamburger and think that you're saving money, and a lot of people are paying 18% on their 99-cent hamburger 4 months later. I hope you like your burger. It's crazy. 18%. The average American currently owns $8,400 in credit card debt alone. We said that. One of my favorite TV commercials, they took it off, but it said this. This was actually a commercial years ago. If you owe $2,000 in credit card debt and only make the minimum payment, it will take you more than 18 years and a total of more than $4,600 to pay off your balance. That's if you never bought anything else. Good luck in not buying anything in 18 years. But if you had $2,000, it'd take you 18 years to pay it off if you made the minimum payment. Now, personally, I'm not against credit cards. Dave Ramsey is. I'm not completely against it. What I'm against is when something controls you. I have a friend, and I think this is going to go on Vimeo, and I hope she doesn't watch it. But I have a friend that put her her student loans on a credit card. Because in her mind, her monthly payment went down. Well, her $40,000 just jumped to about $180,000. And a whole lot more years because she thought, what's my monthly payment? And again, I'm not completely against it. If you can charge things on a credit card and you don't view it as money, you're overspending. Because I promise you, this does not hurt. There's no thought, there's no feeling in that. But when you lay a $100 bill that's been in your wallet for a couple of weeks, it hurts. It feels like a member of the family. You've had it so long. I don't care. When I have cash, I do $100 bills because I don't want to break them. If I have 5, everybody gets rid of it. If I got 100, nope, we ain't got any money. Because I don't want to break it. It hurts. It hurts to lay down cash. And I know most of you are saying, but I get free flying miles with my credit card and I pay it off every month. Well, bless your heart. Research shows that 78% of Americans do not pay off their balance. 78%. And most people never cash in those little freebies that they give you because they cap it out. We'll talk about that in a minute. But research shows that we will spend 12 to 18% less when we use cash instead of a credit card. All because spending cash hurts. Debit cards are great. A lot of people use them. They're better than credit cards. They're much better because it's coming out of your checking account. But, again, there's no feeling behind that. It doesn't hurt for you to slide a card. Everybody gets all wigged out about the dreaded B word, the budget. It's so difficult, and I can't make my Microsoft Excel sheet just line up perfectly, and I can't sleep at night because that one thing is over here, and it should be over here. You know what my budget is? It's a pencil and a paper. And if all that stuff works for you, great. But it's nothing fancy. A budget is simply telling your money where to go instead of wondering where your money went. That's all it is. It's spending every single penny on paper before you ever get your check. That's all a budget is. Everybody's got all these fancy little schemes, and if they work, great. If they work for you, great. But that's all a budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. I used to charge everything. Everything. And it didn't bother me because I was one of those good 12% of America and actually paid it off every single month. So I didn't think I was overspending because I wasn't. I paid it off every month. And then I was listening to this Dave Ramsey guy, and he was getting on my nerves. So I thought I'd try it. So I went back online, and I took the average of 4 months that I had spent on my credit card. Totaled all of them up, did the average. And I said, all right, I'm going to put that amount in an envelope of cash. I took the average of 4 months that I just spent on credit card, put it in an envelope. The very first month, I saved $500. Because spending cash hurts. I have a real fancy system in my house. It's called envelopes. They look like this. You can buy them at Wally World for 10 cents. I have this fancy little thing from Dave Ramsey, and look there, it has cash in it. This is mine. Don't steal it when I leave. This is my monthly thing. I have 3 main envelopes in here. I have clothes, food, and I live a half a mile from Walmart, so I have a Walmart envelope. It gets interesting sometimes because I buy my groceries at Walmart, but yeah, it's all right. And then I started learning that all these little things would come up and slap me up against the head, like insurance. I pay it every 6 months because it saves me $15, right? But every 6 months, oh, look at this bill. What are we going to do? So I started an envelope for insurance and tags, registration every year. I don't know if you know this, but Christmas is coming in December this year. December. Most of the time at Thanksgiving meal, we go, oh, Christmas is in 1 month. Oh, my God, what are we going to do? We got to go buy all the kids little plastic stuff because they'll need counseling if they don't get a bunch of plastic things. So we go out and charge everything because we did not think Christmas was coming in December this year. I'm telling you now, Christmas is coming in December this year. So get ready. Start preparing now. Vacations. I'm all for vacations because I would kill all of you if I didn't go on one, you know. I have to get away and detox from church people at least once a year. So I put money in an envelope every single month for vacations. That way, when I go on vacation, it doesn't follow me back. I don't have to pay for something that I already did because I take a buttload of cash on vacation. So every single month, I put things in these fancy little envelopes. Sometimes I take it to the bank and let it draw interest for a year because I'm only going to use Christmas one time a year. So I make a little bit of interest. But I take that out when it comes time to go shopping. Does that make sense? I'm very deep around my house. I'm very educated. I have an envelope called stuff, which is doctor copays that I hate with a passion. Medicine, when the kids get sick. Birthday parties, which I hate with a passion. Every single week, my kids, hey, Dad, I need $10 because Billy's got a birthday party. I don't even know who Billy is. Why do I want to buy Billy a present? But it's the way of life. Every single week, my kids need something for school. The school's always needing something. So I started putting money in a stuff envelope. That way I'm not beating my children when they want $10. And literally, it's $10 bills. I go to the bank and say, I need $100 worth of $10 bills. There you go, leave me alone. You know, because those things were eating my lunch. Dr. copays and all this stuff that comes up out of nowhere that you didn't prepare for. So I started just breaking it out every month. This is what I'll spend on Christmas. So that divided by 12 is this. Every month, that's what I put away. Every month. So every Christmas, I don't get stressed out. I might say no to a few things because I don't have that much, but I don't get stressed out because I know what I have, and I don't overspend on a credit card because credit cards will bite you. One of the schemes that just cracks me up is the GM card. You ever heard of that one? Probably some of you got it. The GM card, the more you charge, the more they take away when you buy a brand new GM car, right? Everybody's heard of it? What people don't understand is they take 5% of what you spend, take it off the price of the car usually. But what most people don't understand is they cap it out at $3,500. So let's do the math. At 5% of $3,500, you have to spend $70,000 on a credit card to get $3,500 off of the vehicle that's going to lose about $8,000 the second you drive it off the lot. I mean, how many bad transactions can you get in one deal? That's pitiful. But no, it's saving me money. Whatever. Debt is a bad problem in our society, and it doesn't seem to bother anybody. Credit card companies target our young people and our college-age kids more than any other age group there is. And I bought the lie, too. You have to have a credit card. You got to get some credit in your life. So I got me a credit card because they were giving away free pizza that day. And then once you get a credit card, you think it's a member of the family. People don't tell, oh, I've had this one for 5 years. No, it fits in my wallet perfectly. We get attached to a credit card. But last year, 19% of the people who filed bankruptcy were in college. That ought to break our heart. And I mean it. 19%. So basically, you're starting out life labeled as a loser. I mean, how's that for you? You're graduating and you're labeled a loser because you filed bankruptcy. One of the proudest moments of my life is when a credit card company called me and they hung up on me. I wish I had it recorded. One of the finest moments of my life. Buy them for half, obviously. Go to eBay, buy them used. If you're looking for online mortgage calculators, college calculators, retirement calculators, I like Bankrate.com. That's just what I like. DaveRamsey.com has lots of stuff. He has tons of stuff. But also keep in mind, Dave Ramsey makes money on selling stuff. Okay? Love the guy, think his stuff is incredible, but let's be honest, he sells stuff for a living. Okay? So don't get sucked into everything that he's got, like the $19.99 a month to get this. That's just something that somebody else thought of to make him more money. Okay? So you can get all kinds of stuff for free. The best website that there is the one that Jim talks about all the time, Google. It has everything. Google. Just type in one word, and up comes 54 million websites of what you're looking for. It's the best thing in the world. All right? Has this helped at all? I am 7 minutes over my hour and a half, so you are free to go, but I will answer any question that I can. I'm not an expert. I'm just a deliverer. But with all that said, I'll sit here forever, and if you want to leave, you can. But thanks for coming. This is a great turnout, by the way. So thanks. All right. Oh, and my wife bought some candy with money on it, so, you know. And pick it up because they'll get mad at me that I made a big mess. So, watch your head.